Hello friends, welcome back. It's time for another episode of BigDenoPlays Earthborne Rangers. Legacy of the Ancestors. We're on day 3 and we have had a wildly productive first few days where we've successfully achieved both of our missions that we wanted to set off for. And we're on to a new mission now where we are attempting to reach the ziggurats on top of the world. Let's go over here to this page. So we're currently here in the chimney, but we are attempting to get to the concordant ziggurats. So I'd like to try and do that in one day. We're going to try and climb up the chimney, go Greenbrier, and then go the concordant ziggurats. That seems to be the easiest way to go. Now occasionally you can find a pathway, which I don't have, I don't think, in here. So the pathway lets you walk straight up to the top map, depending on where you are. But yeah, so let's shuffle and draw the first thing on day 1. Arrival setup, we've found that. We're going to flip that. And we have a draw scout path cards equal to your efforts. Okay, and let's flip these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, the sketchbook was great. Eagle Eye is great. Touch of the Verdessa is great. And Quiet is great. And I reckon we might just keep that. That is just a great starting hand according to the way that I've been playing this game. So that's fantastic. Let's commence. All right. So day 1 commences. We will draw a path card and we draw a coruscating phantom. Wow, that looks sick. It is a being, it is a predator, it is a biomeld, it has ambushed us. So we are getting ambushed for 2 fatigue. Great start for the team. But that's okay. If you have an equipped tech, exhaust this predator. We're not going to have an equipped tech. Quiet's not even going to be able to chomp him to death either. Damn. Grell's secret map. Alright, so we'll play Sill's sketchbook for 1 awareness to kick us off. And then we will, what do we want to do? Clear the spiral stairway with progress, don't we? So we want to do fitness and a climb check. Yep. Excellent. So with the sketchbook we get 2 sketches. Let's do a sketch of this coruscating phantom and spend 2 awareness. Sketch X. Yeah, so we have to do that. Yep. And we flip a +1. That's awesome. That's excellent. Okay, so with that, we get to add 2 sketches to the sketchbook. So we're up to 4. And we could now clear the chorus or do it. What is this? So this debris tumbles down the stairs. Add 1 harm to a card within reach. That's a real shame that some debris hit you, mate. I will play... Do I want to play Quiet? I would like to play Quiet, but if I do that, then I'm not going to be able to climb up to the chimney this turn. So maybe we just go for the chimney climb now. We'll exhaust the sketchbook to exhaust this phantom. And then we will discard Touch of the Verdessa to try and put our thing there, spending 2 of that. Don't flip a -1. It's a 0. Excellent. And he gets another harm while he's at it. So we put our Ranger token here, and we can clear that with our progress for 121. And spiral staircase. The chimney is settled. We're going to clear it. You continue to climb the stairway until you spot the familiar trappings of thresholds. Several members of the expeditionary team still linger here, setting up various equipment. No, I think we actually have to do this. The chimney is settled. Yeah, okay, clear this with Spire. So we've done that. You may immediately proceed to the travel phase and travel to Spire. If you do build a path deck using the ancient ruins, discard the current challenge card and not resolve the remainder of this test. So we will travel straight away at the end of the day. So we get this back, we get this back. That was good. So the spiral staircase, we are going to use this set again, which is good. A sudden darkness was our valley moment. So we're going to use that set, and we're going to have Spire's deck now. But Spire is not, should probably be the top 6. Yep, there we go. There's our top 6 pivotal. So that doesn't go into the deck, as always. That goes off to the side. Here's a location. Let's see if we can find the spire location. There it is. So we'll just go and read number 5, I suppose. All right, and there we go. Spire's not fallen, so that's it. Okay, great. When we arrive, we draw 1 path card. We're going to put a valley moment into this deck. Shuffle it separately and set it face down. This is the Spire deck, so we're going to draw 1 card, and then we will draw a second card. I'll shuffle that if it matters. The first card is a Capacitive Leech. That comes in there, and then when we arrive, we draw another Coruscating Phantom. Okay, so we want to travel away from Spire. So this is ambushing us again, and we're going to suffer another 2 fatigue. I should have drawn a card at the end of my turn. Bit of Eagle Eye seems nice. We'll exhaust our roll to bring Touch of the Verdessa back into our hand. There is no Flora, so we can't use our attack there. This is a Predator. Add 2 harm to it and 1 harm to this being equal to that Predator's presence. Okay, so the Capacitive Leech is going to do that. Discard 3 power from this Parasite. No, if you have an equipped tech, no. Okay, so we don't have to worry about injuries from either of these cards. So let's play 2 Fitness to bring Quiet down. Let's spend 3 Awareness to draw a nice picture of this Coruscating Phantom. Oh, so we succeed at that. And if there's an active Predator, exhaust it. Add 2 harm to it and 2 harm to this being. That seems nice. So Quiet could chomp him now. We can't play Grell's Secret Map. We can't play Touch of the Verdessa. Do I want to do any other checks, or do I want to play Eagle Eye? I can't sketch anymore. Do we try and connect with this little... He does come with 1 power, actually, this little leech. These dice are a great addition to the game, by the way. An absolutely tremendous addition. I like them. We've got a different weather pattern now too. We're upstairs, so the weather we have is downpour. Is that right? Did I put it in here? No. Weather will be over here, don't I? A lot of card changing. There it is, downpour. I'll just confirm that by referring to our app. We're on day 3, we are downpour. Tremendous. So we have 4 clouds up there. We need to do some fatigue clearing. Not having a good time clearing fatigue for the moment. So let's, do we play Eagle Eye, scout some path cards? No. Can't play the map. I mean, I could do a connect test. It's probably not a bad thing. Let's try connecting with this Capacitive Leech. Spending 2 yellows. We get a +1. See, the reason why that was a great choice is we get a glint. So we get a +1. So we're putting 3 progress on this little capacitive leech. And we're gaining a glint, which means we're shuffling. And there was no downside to that red symbol, the crest, because we do not have 3 power on this guy, and this guy is exhausted. Okay, so I could chomp him, and that'd do 2 damage to quiet. But I'm okay with that. Maybe we wait and see what comes out next. Yep, so we'll rest. We'll rest. Actually, we'll rest. I was going to do a remember check, but I don't think I need to do that. So we will draw a card, a ranger card. We draw Seen Through Cycles. This guy exhausts. My sketchbook is still refreshed. It's an Overgrown Vestiges. It is a obstacle. If this feature is illuminated, it loses obstacle and gains the following test. Do I have the ability to move a being, because that can illuminate that overgrown vestiges? Discover something useful. If the feature is illuminated, the way becomes clear. I could... Yeah, let's start by trying to connect with that little capacitive leech, and we'll discard Throng of Life to do a connect check. Oh, it's a -1. Alright. Discard 1 token from a machine or tech. I don't have any machines or techs, so we're not going to add any power. This, if it has more total power, nothing. This, it's raining, so we're going to fatigue. So that's done. We've got a -1, so we're only putting 1 progress on this guy. That's a bit annoying. Oh no, I added 1. So no, we clear that guy. That's great. So he goes away. And that's fine. So Quiet can chomp him. Do I want to chomp him? Does that have Flora? It does have Flora. So I could Touch of the Verdessa him. Interesting choice. Do I want to bring Throng of Life back into hand? Yep, I'll bring Throng of Life back into hand. We'll just chomp him with Quiet. Chomp. So Quiet takes 2 damage because that's his presence. Chomp, chomp, chomp. I'm going to draw, before that happens, I'm actually going to draw him with Sill's sketchbook. So we successfully draw him. We go up to 6 sketches. The crest triggers. There's no crest effects that matter to us because we don't have an equipped tech. Alright, so let's try and... That's a feature, so we can try and traverse that feature. It's only 1 presence. We'll use Grell's secret map. We'll spend 2 of that. We'll attempt to traverse. We only do 1, 2 progress, but we do not fail the check, so we do not suffer an injury. And that is all for that. Do we want to remember? We could remember. Yeah, let's remember and see what we've got. Okay, so we are failing the test, but we are going to gain a glint. And there's no penalty for failing a remember check. Scout Ranger cards equal to your effort, then draw 1 Ranger card. So we do still draw a Ranger card. Oh no, we failed the test. Okay. End the turn. Refresh. Refresh. Draw a card. A circuitous route. Now, we have a question to ask ourselves. Do we discard this next card that's coming out? When you would draw a path card, instead, discard the top card of the path deck, then suffer fatigue. Yes, let's do that. We'll play a circuitous route. We'll discard this. Oh, it's kinetic transfer pods. It starts with 0 power. That is a great plan, Deno. A great plan. Alright, so let's try and traverse this path again. We will discard my Touch of the Verdessa and 2 fitness, and we will flip a sun, which means we suffer a fatigue. This goes down to 2. Have no other sun effects, but it's a 0, which gives us a total of 3. Which puts us at 5. That's a bit annoying. We will exhaust our roll to bring Touch of the Verdessa back into hand. Oh, actually, let's play Throng of Life, spending our focus to choose this +1 awareness instead, and we'll resolve an additional challenge icon, so we'll resolve the crest, which does nothing. So that's a successful clear of this obstacle. We did need to put some stuff onto that, but we haven't done that, Deno, so well done. Let's scout path cards using Eagle Eye. And we have Overgrown Vestiges, a Capacitive Leech, and Humming Circuits. I'll put these two on the bottom, and we'll just have the circuits humming away for our next turn. Speaking of, here they are! Hooray! Comes with 2 power. Comes in within reach. We've got Illumination, and it's going to power up all sorts of machines. That's great. It is not going to prevent us from doing stuff, so we will draw a card. We will take this back. We will take these back. We will take this back. It's our turn. We will... How many moments have I got here? 1, 2, 3, 4. Tremendous. We're going to play this Paths We've Roamed Before moment in a moment. First, we're going to do a traverse check. No, first, we're going to bring back this Throng of Life into hand. Second, we're going to do a traverse check. We're going to discard this 1 card and these 2. We're going to flip this, and that's a wonderful turn anyway. We don't need to do anything else. We get 4 progress on the location. We get a glint. We're reshuffling that, and I don't have to spend my focus, and there's sunlight, so we do suffer a fatigue. We're also going to put some power on this machine, which is fine, because we're about to walk away because it doesn't have obstacle. Alright, I'm then going to play Paths We've Roamed Before, and that's going to allow us to take 1, 2, 3 moments back into hand, and that cost us that. And then we might as well... Nope, that's it. We'll travel. We'll travel away. So we're going to travel down to Greenbrier Knoll, and we're going to go through the woods. It's going to be a lovely trip down to Greenbrier Knoll. Alright, 3 random path cards. 1, 2, 3. Plus our random moment. I've talked about this in my original playthrough. I sleeve these with Game Genic matte sleeves. They're the most expensive sleeves I've purchased, but they do really make a difference for playing with these cards. These cards are a little thinner than normal, which I'm supportive of because of their reasons, their justification. But yes, it is noticeable when you are playing the thing. So Greenbrier Knoll, we've arrived. We're going to draw 1 challenge card and do the following. We're going to draw Scout 2 path cards and then draw 1 path card. A Sunberry Bramble or a Sitka Doe. Let's put the Sunberry Bramble out, and we'll put the Doe on the bottom. I don't really mind any of these things. Sunberry Bramble, this is all basic stuff. Alright, and we flip, hiya, the Fundamentalist! Oh, he's a great guy. 86, let's clear him with progress and do some soothing. Soothe some stuff. How good. 86, the Fundamentalist enters play. You hear a quiet, tuneless humming from around a switchback on the trail. You step back from the main path, and as soon as you see the distinctive figure of Tycor Hum, the so-called Fundamentalist of the valley, he pauses often to study plants growing along the trail, and occasionally he flicks his hand across a flower, gathering a dusting of pollen, then reaches back to rub one of the flowers peeking from his pack. When Tychor straightens up, stretching and cracking his back, he catches sight of you. He tips his broad brim hat in greeting. Clear him with progress to see how he's going. You know what I'd like to do before we do that? Let's draw a picture of him. I'll spend 3 to draw a picture of the fundamentalist. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to pluck some sunberry brambles. Yes. So we've travelled. I'm going to play this scene through cycles and 2 of this to flip a 0. And we're going to place 1 harm here. 1, 2. And we're going to go 1, 2. Iron wool boots, baby. I will put on the iron wool boots straight away. Thank you. Yes. And then I'm going to pluck some more brambles, I think. Do I want to do that? Yeah, we'll pluck some more brambles. I can afford to do that. So we're going to discard that. We're going to spend 1 awareness. And if this flips a -1, I have to play my Throng of Life. Wouldn't be great, but it does. So we'll play Throng of Life. We use a glint. But we get to soothe 2 more fatigue. 1, 2. Oh, Sky Whip and Path of Roan. It's good stuff. And we clear the Sunbread Bramble just from chomping on it. Delicious. And then we will discard Sill's Sketchbook and this 1 yellow to... Oh, and that was a moment as well, that Throng of Life. So I soothe the fatigue. And we get another Throng of Life back. Excellent. So we're at 3 on this. So that is a successful clear of the Fundamentalist. 1, 2, 3. How's he going? How are you, buddy? He was a cool guy. He just wanders around and gives some great advice. Clear with progress. Tychor strokes his chin and hums to himself. Ah, yes, the Reclaimers. A good example of why meddling with nature is a bad idea, isn't it? This expedition down into the old arcology is just another example. As long as we insist on clinging to the relics of our ancestors, we're never going to be able to live harmoniously with our surroundings. Those relics are always going to conjure forces like the Reclaimers, tempting us to invent new technological solutions to solve the problem. Maybe next time something like the Reclaimers show up, we'll embrace the opportunity to break away from that cycle. This expedition into the arcology is just a fool's errand. The Estians were wiped out for a reason, and I can't think of anything good that's going to come from disturbing their bones. Tychor stops, breathing deeply. Then he looks at you and gets himself under control. If you plan on going down there, I sincerely hope that you'll be careful, lest you tempt a similar fate for us. Trust in nature. Trust your instincts. Be well. Discard the Fundamentalist. Each ranger soothes 2 fatigue. Ah. Oh. So we get our last 2 fatigue back, which is more boots and another secret map. Great. But we have befriended the Verdesian. Oh, look at this. He seems a bit nervous. What? Tychor hems and haws for a bit. The truth is, a little while back I found a little mole. He was injured, and even though it was against my better judgment, I just couldn't help nursing him back to health. I even gave him a name, Gus. He sighs. It goes against everything I believe in to take an animal for its natural fate and care for it, but Gus was just so friendly and cute, and now he reaches into his pack and pulls out a small cage. Inside, a plump and obviously happy mole chirps and snuffles when he sees you. You see Gus's adorable face reflected in the glass of Tychor's goggles. I can't return him to the wild now. That would just compound the mistake I made. Also, he seems to enjoy the companionship of people. Maybe you could take him instead? I think he'd like the company. Gain Gus the Mole reward card. So that's because we befriended the Verdesian. Met the mole. We've got a little friend. Met the mole. Alright, let's find out what this Met the Mole reward card is. I didn't look at any of these. This is exciting. Alright. Met the mole. What was his name? Gus the Mole. How great. Where are you, Gus? Surely he'll be yellow, will he? Memlev, Gardener's Spirit, Rebreed. There he is, Gus the Mole. He's 2 fitness, I can use him. That's always good. What does he do? He's friendly and he's persistent. Oh, that is great. That is great. He's a legend. Oh, He's a superstar. Gus, my little buddy. He's coming in straight away tonight. We're putting Gus in after that. Okay, so we discard the Fundamentalist and we've got clear sailing to traverse this wonderful Greenbrier Knoll. And we can do so using Grell's secret map and 2 of those. And we flip a +1. All right, well that's great. So we're going to put 4 progress on the location, but then we're going to do this effect, and that is scout a challenge card. If it has that crest, it does. Troubles fill your mind. We have 2 fatigue. 1, 2. All right, well that's it. We can travel away from Greenbrier Knoll, and so we will. We're going to travel from the Greenbrier Knoll down to the Concordant Ziggurats. How exciting. All right, the Concordant Ziggurats. 3 more random part cards. 1, 2, 3. We'll shuffle these into the Old Grassland deck, along with a moment. And then, so I didn't have to trigger that sunlight effect for that first card that I flipped, and that's been the only sunlight, so that's fine. I draw a card at the end of my turn. We get this, 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 and this. I'm so excited to add my little mole friend. It's going to be the animal menagerie. This is going to be so good. All right, I've got so many cards in hand, which is excellent. I also didn't use my thing, so we'll bring Touch of the Verdessa back into hand, which is great. And, yep, good hand, good hand. It's a good start, actually. All right, so we did have to do our urgent request. Solaro Marco has asked us to arrive at the Concordant Ziggurats, and so we shall go and read what happens when we reach the Concordant Ziggurats. And that is quest 1.107. As you reach the top of a low hill, you see the first of the massive ziggurats rising out of the forest. Sure enough, you can just make out the figures standing at the top. You head for the first of the metre-high steps and gird yourself for the arduous climb. As you mount the final steps, Solaro looks up from his equipment, some sort of kinetic glass display. "Oh good, you made it! And just in time," he says. "I've uncovered something remarkable." He gestures around him. We've long suspected that the ziggurats are some sort of power source. Maybe they generate power, perhaps they bring it from somewhere else. But in any case, in the writings I've interpreted, the Estians refer to them as power nodes, and together they provide energy to the arcology. I believe now the new passages we've been exploring underground have been opened by the arcology itself, some sort of autonomous reaction. And if that's true, I wonder what the arcology would do if we gave it a little more juice. You ask why Solaro assumes the ziggurats aren't sending their power to the arcology already, and he points to his kinetic glass display. Look at these readings. The ziggurats are bleeding energy off into the surroundings. It explains why we feel edgy around them, but the writings also explain how we can shift them, get the power under control, and redirect it back to the arcology where it belongs. Solaro begins to demonstrate the process using sympathetic resonance with a precise series of whistles, and you look at the other ziggurats marching away into the distance. Looks like there's some more climbing in your future. Complete the urgent request mission and gain the power up mission. Search the general set for 2 unstable ziggurats and put them into the deck. Alright, so what was it called? It was called Power Up. There it is, Power Up. Let's read our mission. Help Solaro reroute the power to the ziggurats and invigorate the arcology. Use 1.108 instead of a normal entry for the Concordant Ziggurats. When an unstable ziggurat is cleared, cool. When an unstable ziggurat is cleared, move all power from it to the location, and we have to have 4 power on the Concordant Ziggurats. Alright, so we need to add 2 unstable ziggurats to our location. I'm glad we've got that eagle eye. There's 2 unstable ziggurats. That eagle eye is always useful. I had a pretty awesome deck. I feel really good about my deck. Every time I play this game with this little combo guy, I tried it with that Artisan Artificer, and it was fine. you know, is pretty cool. But this one, I always just feel like as long as I've got glints, I can just do anything. All right, lead ranger, search the path deck for the next obstacle. That is not an obstacle. The fundamentalist is back. Stop following us around, my guy. A morning route. The valley splendor is not an obstacle. A hungry scroff. There it is, a harvester anthill. So it comes into play here. Okay. So the concordant ziggurats. Power up when an unstable ziggurat is cleared. So we're going to try and spend some time here. Harvester anthill. Alright, so it's the start of the round. We do have a downpour still happening. Great time to be exploring electrified ziggurats. Ura Voss, it's Quizzy Voss's mum. Hello, Ura. What are you up to? This is actually great because all these characters I remember from the first playthrough and they're still here. Ura Voss, 81. What's happening, Ura? We haven't made the climb or stayed put. Dace is not in play, so we'll go to 81.3. You see Ura Voss walking along the trail, a walking stave in her hand and her eyes constantly scanning the horizon. She sees you about the same time and gives you a friendly wave. Good to see you, she says cheerfully as she gets closer. I have to admit, I'm a little adrift right now. You ask what she means and she laughs. Well, I'm not chasing my rapscallion of a daughter around the valley for starters. Clear Ura with progress to find out what she's up to. Man, Quizzy was the worst in the first one. The absolute worst. Alright, I'm going to play Eagle Eye for 1 awareness. That's going to allow us to scout 3 path cards and draw 1 path card. 1, 2, 3. There's an unstable ziggurat. We'll place those on the bottom and we'll take this out. And that comes in here. Now, the Eagle Eye goes here. I soothe the fatigue whenever I play a moment. And we've got another quiet. That's nice. Let's zoom in on these ziggurats. So, alright. Fitness check. Climb to move to the top of this structure. While you're on this structure, you can perform the following test. Focus plus that, redirect the unstable energy to add power up to your effort to the structure. If there is more than 2, suffer an injury. That's bad. So there's a risk in that. Alright, Ura. Okay, so this is interesting. Do I have my little booklet, my little thing? No, I don't. I discarded it. How many moments do I have here? 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to play Paths We've Roamed Before for 2 awareness. And I'm going to bring back, you guessed it, Eagle Eye, Throng of Life, and Paths We've Roamed Before. This is almost an endless cycle. It's an endless combination. But we do eventually run out of deck. Eventually. So I have this many cards in hand. It feels good, man. So Ura, do we want to clear her with progress? Yeah, let's do a connect with Ura. I'll just spend my 2 yellow. I won't worry about using any. We'll use Throng of Life, and then we'll exhaust to get it back. So we've got 3, and we flip a -1. So we do suffer a fatigue from that. So we put 2 progress on her. That's a shame. We'll exhaust Syl's sketchbook. I know she's friendly, we don't suffer fatigue. Alright, let's go and attempt to move ourselves over here. So we're going to discard Quiet. Now we're going to discard Seen Through Cycles and our 2 fitness to climb ourselves to the top of the unstable ziggurat. We succeed, but there's not more than 2 power on the ziggurat, and there's not an active predator. So we don't have to suffer an injury. So now we're on top, and we're going to try and redirect our power there. So we're going to discard Quiet for 2, 1 focus for 3, and we'll discard A sky whip for 4. Add unstable energy to add power up to your effort. Yeah, we'll go 4 and just hope we don't flip a red and a -1. We don't, we flip a 0. All right, so we've got 4 progress here. We'll do the sunlight effects. So suffer fatigue, lose a cloud. If there is more than 1 progress on this feature, we discard it. Nope. So we're going to redirect the unstable energy over to here, and during our power-up mission, when an unstable ziggurat is cleared, move all power from it to the location. Oh, okay, so that's actually just putting power on it. So we still need to then clear the structure, so we need to climb it. Ooh. So we probably want to move our ranger token away from that. All right. So we're going to rest now. So we're going to take this back. We're going to recycle this. I'm going to draw a card. It's an iron wool cap. That's nice. Maybe we'll replace our sketchbook soon. And I'm now going to read over the rule book for a question that I have. Yeah, I wanted to see if I could just move my ranger token off there, but it doesn't look like I can. The only way I can do it is by moving here. So that's not ideal, but let's do some things to make that less of a concern. Okay. So we're going to exhaust Sill's sketchbook and 2 sketches from it to exhaust this unstable ziggurat. This is an obstacle, so we can't leave, but it's currently 0 presence, so it's not going to fatigue us. We will bring back into hand one of our moments. Seen through cycles. Yep, we'll bring seen through cycles back into hand. And now, so I'm thinking about trying to move my ranger token to here because it's the only way that I can leave, travel away, which is what I want to do. But I need to clear this as well. So we're going to traverse there, and we're going to use touch of the Verdessa +2, and we're going to use our focus Throng of Life to make sure we succeed, which we will need to do. So let's do that. So we're going to spend that and Throng of Life and our one of those. So we're going to select the +1 instead of the -1. Man, Throng of Life is so good. And we'll also resolve the crest. So that and crest. If there's an active hungry scruff, there's not. The crest, if there's an active predator, there's not. And that one is not currently in play, so we're fine. So we've cleared this location. So our ranger token comes away. This power moves to here. And we clear the unstable ziggurat. And so now we have successfully completed power up. So we're going to go read 1.109. I'll just double check that. So that says, when an unstable ziggurat is cleared, move all power from it to the location. Have 4 or more power on the concordant ziggurats. Yes. All right, I might just go read 1.108 anyway, just in case. Missions, 1.108. Oh yeah, cool. Right, so that's just when you arrive at the ziggurats. Great, all right, so we've done that, and I'll actually just double check this. So the ziggurat says, redirect to add power up to your effort. Yeah, so we added 4 power, there's no limit on that. Then we cleared it with progress by climbing it, and then we've moved the power over there. You and Solaro scramble to the top of the last of the ziggurats. Solaro moves animatedly to the center of the platform. This should do it, Solaro says to himself. Once we activate the ziggurat, it will complete the localized circuit and begin transmitting power back to the arcology. He pulls out a bronze multi-toned whistle and begins blowing the precise notes. As he does, you look out over the valley. Something catches your eye. The tenebrae, which normally roam implacably near the ziggurats, are drifting with uncharacteristic haste towards the mountains to the west. You're about to say something to Solaro when he blows the last crisp note. As soon as it rings out, it's met with a clap of thunder as a massive electrical discharge ignites several meters above your head and leaps from the ziggurat upon which you're standing to the next one in sequence, then the next, and then the next. For a long moment, the ziggurats are wreathed in a crackling blue-white light. Then the energy seems to flow down the sides of the structures like a blazing flood, spreading out across the valley floor before vanishing into the air. Record powered up the arcology on the campaign tracker. Powered up the arcology. How good's that? Add progress to the location equal to the number of all power tokens on it. Then discard all power tokens and all path cards. Return both ziggurats back to the location. That sucks. I was hoping to clear Uravos. That's all right. That was a bit more energetic then. Before he can complete his thought, the stone bucks beneath you. You manage to prevent yourself from being flung from the crown of the ziggurat. Beneath you, you see the ground shake, spreading through the surrounding forest like ripples on a pond. Trees groan and fall, and everywhere flights of birds erupt from their roosts in a cacophony of alarm. As you gather your wits, your thoughts turn to the expedition, and then to Cal, Quizzy, and Harlan. A sonorous rumble shakes your bones, and your mind is filled with visions of them lost in the dark, trapped beneath tons of fallen rock. You must venture back underground to ensure their safety before it's too late. Oof. Complete the power-up mission and gain the Collapse, Cal Ivan, Harlan Voss, and Quizzy Voss mission. Oh, man. Record Electric Fog. Then record 199.5 4 days from now on the campaign tracker. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 199.5. Tick. And can we change the weather? No, it doesn't let us change the weather. That's so cool. What is the weather called now? Electric fog. All right. So we are going to attempt to travel straight away. So we're going to use our awareness. We're going to spend 3 awareness, and we're going to try and avoid the ziggurat to move our thingy to that location. So we are successfully going to do so. We're also going to cheekily gain a glint and discard 1 electric fog from this card and suffer a fatigue. So that's fine. That allows us to move our ranger token to this location, and we can now travel away from the location. So we are going to travel over to the Greenbrier Knoll. And so that is going to get us the old growth. Now let's read our collapse mission. Crazy. Wrong button, Deno. Whatever Solaro did at the Concordant Ziggurats caused the very ground to shake, potentially causing sections of the arcology to collapse. Cal, Iva, Harlan, and Quizzy Voss are exploring it. You need to find them and ensure their safety. So at each valley location, we search for an arcology sinkhole and add it to the path deck. So here is my arcology sinkhole, which is great. We need to arrive at the location marked unexplored on our campaign tracker, which for us was the Scuttler network. So I think we want to go to the arcology sinkhole as the quickest way to get ourselves back to there. So we're traveling to Greenbrier Knoll, and it's all getting exciting now. I've jazzed. I'm so jazzed. So traveling, this is refreshing, this is refreshing, this is refreshing. We will draw a card. We don't have a lot of time left in our universe for the day, but we're going to do our damn sure best to try and get there. So these 2 are going to go into this deck. These, oh, there's a prowling wool hund in there as well. You shouldn't be in there, little wool hund. Okay. And so that's, the arcology sinkhole is signed in there at each valley. Search the valley set for an arcology sinkhole and add it to the path deck. So we are still going to add our 3 valley cards at random, and hopefully we don't have anyone like old Clicker to deal with. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. All right, so we need to make it downstairs. The quickest way for us to do that is to do an eagle eye and find this arcology sinkhole, and hopefully not find an electric fog ball lightning. Collapse is our mission. So we need to arrive at the location marks unexplored. That is our current goal. How good is that? All right. So we've drawn our cards. So the first thing we do is the lead ranger draws a path card. It's a sunlight. I'm going to give myself a glint as well. Scout 2 path cards and then draw 1 path card. Could you ask for a better outcome? All right. So harvest an anthill or a ball lightning. Both of those are going on the bottom. And we found a hungry scruff. He doesn't have ambush, but he drops into within reach. Okay, so that's our lead ranger. That's done. We've read 24 many times. That's bad, so we don't want to see any crests at all. We've made it to Greenbrier Knoll. We've got a full boatload of stuff here. I am going to play... Oh, is it time to get rid of Syl's sketchbook? Maybe, actually. Let's play 2 for Syl's sketchbook and exhaust her sketchbook to exhaust this hungry scruff. And then I reckon we're going to play our iron wool cap and discard our sketchbook. It's been glorious, the sketchbook, this mission. It's got 4. We're going to immediately, not quite yet, we're now going to play Eagle Eye. It's a moment. It's going to allow us to scout 3 path cards. When we play a moment, we soothe the fatigue. So we scout 3. So we're chasing this arcology sinkhole. The tenebrae, a hungry scruff, and an antelope. So we'll put them on the bottom, and we'll flip. Oh, Deno, you're the man. Okay, so Eagle Eye goes to there. So this comes in there. We're going to read 75. Oh, man. I'm buzzing at the moment. This is awesome. Come on, Deno. I know this place when it enters play. 78.1. You stand on the edge of a large pit where it looks like an entire grove of trees has collapsed into the ground not long ago. Among the tangled mass of splintered trunks, you can make out what appears to be a broken carbon-forged archway and cracked pipes while leading down to the darkness. The sinkhole may have exposed a route into the old arcology beneath the valley. Clear it with progress while a ranger token is on it to travel to a location on the Stratum 1 map. We can go straight there. Come on, let's go. Okay. All right, so we need to get our ranger token there and clear it with progress. So let's do this. I'm going to use my iron will cap and exhaust it. And I'm playing a moment, so I gain 1 of those back. And then I'm going to gain 4 moments back out of here. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3, and there's 4. And then I'm going to exhaust my roll to bring back Sky Whip as well. So these are all going on top of this deck. Oh, I definitely cheated before. They go on top of this deck. That's okay. I do think that we could have done plenty of clearing. All right, now, yeah, I've got to remember that actually. They don't go back into my hand, they go here. That's fine. So we are going to do an awareness check to explore the labyrinthine underground. and put our ranger token there. Actually, I'm not going to exhaust that. I'm going to put that touch of the Verdessa back there, because I'm going to get that back because I need that for my traverse. Okay, we flip. It's another glint, so we go to 4 glints, but this one's bad. But let's see what it says. Scout a challenge card. Don't be that. It's a sunlight. Okay. So we're successfully moving our ranger token to this location. This is exhausted, so nothing else triggers. I know this mission. You are overcome with worry. Either discard a focus or suffer a fatigue. We'll discard a focus. Shuffling this deck. And now we're going to exhaust our roll. We're going to bring light as a feather back. And we're going to move our ranger token. We're going to try and traverse there by spending this 2 and this and this. That guarantees that we can't fail. We don't fail. We discard one of these. We're down to 2. We get a fatigue. But we've cleared this progress, so we're going to go deep delve into the arcology. Yes. We're going to clear it with progress. Go to 78.3. Yes. You may immediately proceed to the travel phase of the round, even if there are cards with obstacle in play. If you do, you can travel either to the Drenching Chamber or the Scuttler Network. Can you imagine that the Scuttler Network is the one that we did? Yes, build the path using the Cave System terrain set. If you choose to travel this way, discard the current thing. Oh, cool, we don't suffer the weather, we don't suffer the fatigue. That's nice. All right, so we are, oh man, this is sick. So we're going down underground. The ball lightning is out of here. That Valley Splendor was fun, but we've never once drawn it. The Fundamentalist, what a guy. What a top bloke he is. And the Umbra. Oh. Okay, get excited. So we're going back down underground. Now look, this weather card, was that only for the Valley? I can't remember. Let's go read it. 1107. 1108. 1109. The above ground weather, excellent. So we don't do the above ground weather. It's electric fog for the next 6 days. I'll leave that out. And I'll actually make a note of that on here. Electric fog. One, two, three. On day 9. So this set is going away. The path cards grasslands. And we are now going to, so we don't need that arcology sinkhole anymore. We don't need the ball lightning. I'm going to keep that over there with the electric fog. We've moved away from the Greenbrier Knoll. And we're going down to the Scuttler Network. Oof. And we don't have a downpour anymore either. Instead, we have Glitter Rain or the Echo. I think we've got the Echo. The Scuttler Network. Yes. I'll just check me weather. What does it say? It says enveloping silence. All right. So we have arrived at that location. So we are going to read 1.1010. Arrive at location, go to 111A. When you arrive, you find the outer passage is completely collapsed. Tumbled rocks fill the corridor. You shout desperately to the names of Carl, Quizzy and Harlan. At first your cries are only met with a persistent thrumming from below. Then you hear a muffled voice call out in response. You can't make out the words, but it sounds like Carl. You need to clear away this rubble as quickly as possible, taking care not to make the situation worse by causing the rubble to shift. You're about to get started when you see a faint red glow rising up from the dark, accompanied by the sound of heavy metallic footsteps. A pair of Crimson Guardians! If you haven't already, complete the collapse mission. Okay, cool. And gain the buried survey team. Well, that was good. Buried survey team. Your friends have been buried alive. Use 110 for the location. Dig your friends to scout cards from the rescue deck, then draw one card. If any of the scouted cards are shifting rubble, they must be placed on top. Cool, I don't know what that means, but we'll find out. Search the general set for 1 shifting rubble and 2 Crimson Guardians. Those robot guys suck. Crimson Guardian, Crimson Guardian. Shifting rubble. Come on, we can save them. And shuffle them together to form the rescue deck. Then shuffle in each subject of this mission who have not yet been rescued. So we put them and we put these 3 in there. Is that right? Shuffle them together to form the rescue deck. Then shuffle in each subject of this mission. Okay. So if you're at the drenching chamber or the scuttling network. Great. So that is our rescue deck. Bang. This deck is the path deck. This deck is the general arcology set. So we need 3 of these. 1, 2, 3. And this is my other arcology set. How good is it that the fundamentalists give us a little friendly mole, buddy? Thanks, fundamentalist. Okay, so we go to 156.1. Do we have to do that? Legacy of the... No, hang on a second. 1110. If you're at the... Yeah, no, okay. So we go here, 156.1. That doesn't look like it's right. We've arrived at the location. All right. We're going to read this mission and then we're just going to do some stuff. We haven't got a lot of, we've got 4 cards left, so we've got 4 rounds at best. So we can dig for our friends to scout cards from the rescue deck, then draw 1 card. If any of the scouted cards are shifting rubble, they must be placed on top. All right. Okay, so we've arrived at the Scuttler network. The lead ranger must scout the deck for the next predator and put it into play. That's not a predator. That's not a predator. That is not a predator. That is a prey. Timid Talpid. No. A juvenile spindle scutter comes into play. It's disconnected. So we can light it up to make friends with it. Cool. This is absolutely exciting. So we've done that. It's now our turn. And so we draw a card. And we've drawn Vengeful Stalactites. Okay, I think our best course of action here so we desperately need to get all of our stuff back. We need to search for our friends. Quiet can chomp a little bit of this guy. We've got no flora here, so we can't use our spell. We're unexhausted, so let's bring one of our spells back. Which one? Probably Touch of the Verdessa is always the good. Oh, shuffle a being into play, then search the path deck and discard for a being and put it into play. Maybe we should do Seen Through Cycles. Use a spirit, get rid of that juvenile spindle scudder. Surely there'll be a friendly one in there. Yeah, let's try that. We'll bring that back into hand, and then we're actually going to play it. And because it's a moment and a manifestation, we soothe the fatigue. We're going to play Seen Through Cycles, and we're going to discard this juvenile spindle scudder. Oh yeah, we shuffle it into the path deck, and then we get another friend from here, another being. Feature, a shadow in the darkness. It's a being, question marks. Oh, that's the same thing as last time. If you can clear that, that's sick. All right, we'll just put this timid little Talpid in play. He seems like a nice guy. He comes into play. How nice is that? That wasn't as a trail of ooze. Okay, so we shuffle that back into the deck. That is cool. Quiet's going to chomp him. He's out of my way. Perfect. Now, let's do our survey thing here, which is fitness and a dig. So we're going to discard these iron wool boots and 2 fitness, and we've got our Throng of Life in play if we want to make sure we get this. So the fitness check. All right, we're going to discard a spirit so we don't trigger that. We have no other sunlight. So we're going to draw 3 cards out of here and choose one. Cal, a Crimson Guardian, and a Crimson Guardian. Excellent. So we're going to put Cal. So we're going to rescue him. Dig for your friends to scout them, then draw 1 card from it. If any of the scouted cards are shifting rubble, they must be placed on top. Oh, so that's cool. An Aftershock shuffles the... Oh, this is awesome. Okay, we've got Cal. Cal's come into play. 144. Surely we've rescued him. Have we rescued Cal? When on this mission, we use 1110. Cal, 1110D. Is that right? As you shovel piles of gravel out of the way, you suddenly unearth a grasping hand. You grab, pull, and with a roar of effort, Cal Ivor erupts from the rubble. Though a little bloodied and covered in dust and grime, he appears to be all right. Clear Cal with progress to convince him to get to safety. If you stood up to Cal, continue reading. Did we stand up to Cal? I don't think we did. I think we were friends with Calypsa instead. Let me check. No, we impressed Calypsa. Damn. That would have been cool. Okay, we're going to clear him with progress. So we don't have any way to connect with him, actually. That's a shame at this point in time. I might play an Eagle Eye, which is a moment, so I soothe the fatigue. And that is going to allow me to scout cards. I just want to make sure we're not going to get pummeled here. 3 cards. Oh, Legacy of the Ancestors. Spindle Scuttler Matron. I'm putting those 2 on the bottom. And then we're going to draw Legacy of the Ancestors. This is a moment on the path. As you traverse the subterranean remnants of the arcology, your heart grows heavy as your mind is filled with thoughts of the original inhabitants of this place. How did the Estian civilization fall to such utter ruin? Each ranger chooses. I can't do any of those. Suffer 2 fatigue and gain 1 fitness. Discard 2 focus. So I can't do any of those other than the last one. Do I have to do that? I really don't want to suffer 2 fatigue. I think I have to. So, yep, I'm going to have to suffer 2 fatigue. That is punishing for us. That probably means we're not going to be able to rescue everyone. We're going to end our turn. We're going to draw a card. It is Shape the Earth, though. That's nice. We're going to replenish our Iron Wool Cap. We're going to replenish Quiet. Oh, no, Quiet died because he chomped that little guy. And replenish our roll. We're drawing a path card, and we have Vengeful Stalactites. Lots of them. Each ranger with less awareness energy than this feature's presence suffers 1 injury. That is bad. Well, we're not using awareness too much, are we? Alright. So I need to do a check that is going to result in... Yep, so I'm going to do a connect check with Cal. I'm going to do 2 spirit. Come on. Oh, that's just the best outcome we could have got. So it's a +1. So we clear Cal with progress. And we also are going to shuffle this deck. Alright. If within reach is not illuminated and there is no active spindle scuttler, search the cave system set for a spindle scuttler. I put one on the bottom, so there is one. He comes down. But Cal's been rescued. So we're going to clear Cal with progress. And so that is 144. Cal Ivor. 144.5 maybe? Clear? If Helping Hand is attached? No. Buried Survey Team? No. Stood up to Carl? No. So we probably have to clear him with progress in a different way. This probably would be my only... We'll go 111 and see. No, 110. Enters play. Cal, go to 110D. Clear Cal with progress to get him to safety. Alright, how do I get him to safety? Harlan is in play or attached to the mission. Maybe I'm silly here. Use 1110 for the location and tracker for cards from the rescue deck. Use 1110 and for cards from the rescue deck. Okay. So I don't know if Harlan is in play or attached to the mission. Go to 110E. No. Alright, Cal. 110F. I guess it's 110F. Not far from the collapse, you find an Estian chamber simply unaffected by the check. Attach this human to the buried survey team face down and check off their corresponding bubble. Harlan is in play. Clear with progress. Go to 110F. There we go. Thank you. You're not a complete moron. Done. All right. So I need to search that deck again, and that is a fitness and one of these. So let's do that. And we're gonna discard 2 reds. And we have, oh, we get a glint back as well. So we're going to search for 3 from this deck. We just don't want to see the rubble. 1, 2, come on. Haaland! We found Haaland as well. Come into play, Haaland. We're going to rescue you, buddy. 127, 110. Where's Quizzy? Have you found her? Quizzy! Quizzy, can you hear me? Don't be afraid. I'll find you. I'll find you. We'll rescue her, mate. I promise. I promise I won't leave her to die in the thing so she stops stealing my shit. Quizzy, you suck. Alright, so we need to clear him. I used all my spirit. Man, I've got to probably not use my spirit all the time. So we've got to glint back. Stretch with Mr. Voss to limber up to the challenge ahead to soothe fatigue equal to your effort. That seems like a funny time to do that, Haaland. Let's have a stretch together. You can stretch with him. All right. So I've only got one more turn. So I think the safest thing to do here is rest. No. The safest thing to do is Eagle Eye, which is a moment, so we soothe the fatigue. Ooh, a Sky Whip. No, actually, we scout 3 and then draw 1. No, I'm not going to Eagle Eye. I'm just going to rest. I'm going to get my fitness back, and we just have to hope that there's not an ambush card coming out here. No, it's another Spindle Scuttler. Comes in here. If this predator has illuminated, it loses disconnected. If this feature is illuminated. So we need to get some light happening. Okay, let's do it. So we get all our stuff back. Did I do my thing? I'm not sure I did. Yeah, we'll just bring Throng of Life back into hand. And then we'll discard Throng of Life and 2 Spirit to clear Haaland Voss. And we've got a Throng of Life up our hand, up our sleeve. We don't need to. So we're going to spend a fitness to do that. Stop that from triggering. Okay, so we've cleared Haaland, which is excellent. So he is going to be attached to this. And now we'll read the next bit. Clear 110F. If Haaland is in play or attached to the mission, that's great. Man, this is a great mission. Okay, so now we trigger the next sunlight effects. No sunlight effects here. There is a sunlight effect here. Add 2 to the active feature with the highest presence. 2 harm. Add 2 to the active feature with the highest presence. 2 harm. That clears. Each ranger with less awareness energy than this feature's presence suffers 1 injury. I have 3 awareness, so I do not have to worry about that. Let's Sky Whip. Did I play a moment? No, I didn't play a moment. Do I shape the earth? Yeah, let's shape the earth at a cost of 1. So we're going to gain Sky Whip back into hand. We play a manifestation, which is fine. So we soothe the fatigue. Let's do... Oh, if I Sky Whip, it could trigger that as well. We do have the opportunity to try and find Quizzy, but we're not going to be able to connect with her. Oh, you know what I should have done? I should have kept that to try and do this on 1 turn. Because I'm not going to be able to do this in 1 turn. That's a shame. All right, I think that's it. I don't think we can do anything. So let's just Sky Whip the crap out of this guy. We'll spend all 3 of that, and we'll discard a circuitous route. Moment gets us a thing back. So we're going to Sky Whip him. We get a glint, so that's fine. We're going to add a harm to this feature. Bang. Yeah, we're suffering injuries anyway, but this guy dies. Bang. And then this one says, if this being is illuminated, if you have 3 or more fatigue, exhaust this being. We do have 3 or more fatigue. So exhausts us and does an injury, which puts all that here. And we are then fatigued out. So our day is going to end at this point. It's a great day though. I'm really happy with the way that day panned out. We've achieved a lot of stuff, and that was glorious. So we've only got to find Quizzy. We've got to go to sleep. We're tired. Quizzy's underground. I've got to rescue her. Oh no. All right, your friends have been buried alive. It's okay, Quizzy's dad, Harlan. It's going to be okay. And that's it. So we are going to end the day at this point, which is all good, all wonderful. So we'll start a new day. We're going to have an underground moment that will add a different one into this path deck. And there's just Quizzy to find. We've got to find her. She was at the bottom, little quiz. What does that do when this feature is attached? If this feature isn't attached, it collapses. Attach this feature to the path card with the highest presence. If you can't, suffer 1 injury. Add 1 harm to the attached card. Oh, nice. So we could smack some Crimson Guardians. All right. So we actually need to be we need to be careful with our presence there. With our searching, we don't want to go all of the presents. Okay, that's it. So that ends day 3. Let's bring up our little day tracker. We will. We're not travelling. Oh, yeah, we're ending the day. This will end day 3. Yep. End the day. So yeah, we could camp at the end of the day. Yeah. Anyway, I'm putting in my little Gus, my mole mate. Look at him, little guy. And these Lambents rigs might be useful to have some light. So I might look into using them. Echoes of the Artisans. Echoes of the Estians. So these are some cards I've got that I may look at incorporating as well. My little mole friend, my little Lambents rig, and then maybe some Echoes of the Estians. Anyway, that's it. I'll catch you on the next episode of BigDenoPlays Earthborne Rangers. I hope you're enjoying it. I'm having a great time. BigDeno out.